Hiring a remote assistant is honestly one of the best moves I have ever made for my business. It gave me back hours I thought I had lost forever. But I have to be straight with you about the very first time I did it, because it did not start well. I almost got burned. I found someone who looked perfect on paper. Every box was ticked, the rate was great, and the messages were friendly and fast. But my gut was quietly telling me something was a little off, and I ignored it, because I was busy and I just wanted the problem solved. That one mistake cost me some time and a little money. It also taught me exactly what to watch for, and honestly that lesson was worth the price. So in this video I want to hand you that lesson for free. These are the real red flags to look for when you hire remote help, on both sides of the table, so you can skip the mistake I made and get straight to the good part. Most people are honest. Before I list a single warning sign, I need to set the tone honesty, because this part really matters. The overwhelming majority of people you will meet on a good hiring platform are honest professionals. They show up on time, they do careful work, and they are building a real career out of doing it well. Scams are the rare exception, not the rule. And I never want this to turn into fear of a whole country or a whole platform. The truth is the opposite. There is an enormous pool of talented, trustworthy people out there, and most of your worry will turn out to be for nothing. I have hired wonderful people who became part of how my business runs. So why spend a whole video on the rare bad case? Because when a scam does hit, it is expensive, and it stings in a way that makes people give up on hiring altogether. The honest move is not to be scared. It is to learn the handful of signs, protect yourself calmly, and then relax and go find one of the many good people. Knowing the red flags is exactly what lets you trust the process. Red flag 1. Too good to be true. The first red flag is the offer that is simply too good to be true. This is someone offering you senior level work for a tiny fraction of the going rate, a skilled developer for the price of a coffee run, an expert video editor who will happily work all day for pocket change. It feels like you struck gold, and that lovely feeling is exactly the hook. Here is why it almost always ends badly. Real professionals know what their skills are worth, and they price themselves accordingly. Someone who wildly underprices what they do is usually one of three things. They are not actually who they claim to be. They are juggling so many clients at once that your work only ever gets the scraps of their attention. Or they plan to disappear the moment any money changes hands. The fair rate protects both of you. It means they can afford to care about your work. And it means you are dealing with someone who values themselves enough to value the job. So when a number looks impossibly magically low, do not celebrate. Slow down and ask why it is so low, because there is always a reason and it is rarely a good one. Let me give you a concrete picture of how this plays out. A friend of mine found a designer at about a fifth of the normal rate and thought he had won the lottery. The first week looked fine. Then the work slowed. The replies got vague, and eventually the account simply went dark, taking a small advance with it. The rate was never a bargain. It was the bait. Red flag 2. The copy-paste application. The second red flag shows up the moment the applications start landing in your inbox. It is the copy-paste application. You post a specific, detailed job, and back comes a generic wall of text that could have been sent to 1,000 other listings without changing a single word. You can spot it fast once you know the shape of it. It never once mentions your actual project or the real tasks you describe. It praises their own skills at great length and says almost nothing about your needs. It opens with "Dear Sir" or "Madam" and reads like a form letter, because that is exactly what it is. There is an easy way to test for this, and it is the same trick good employers have used for years. Hide one small instruction near the end of your job post. Ask them to include a specific word, or to answer a tiny question right at the top of their reply. The people who actually did the reading will follow it. The ones blasting the same message everywhere will miss it completely. And to be fair to the honest applicants, here is what a real one looks like. It references your actual job by name. It asks a sharp question about the work, the kind you only think to ask if you read the whole post. It is short, specific, and human. When you see that, you have almost certainly found someone worth talking to, and it stands out instantly. Red flag 3. No verifiable identity. The third red flag is a complete absence of any verifiable identity or history. No identity verification badge on the profile. An empty page with no photo and no real details. No past work you can actually click through and check for yourself. No reviews, no track record, nothing at all you can confirm is real. Nes intergeni limor kentan ten napkin entius need buts. A thin history is completely fine. Everyone starts somewhere, and some of the best people I have ever worked with were early in their careers with barely any reviews to show. A new profile is not a scam, and treating it like one just punishes honest beginners. What should make you slow down is a total absence of anything checkable at all, especially when it shows up next to other warning signs. One thin but honest profile is normal and worth a chance. A complete ghost with no verification, no history, and a too good to be true offer is a different thing entirely. The pattern is what matters, not any single blank field. And if you want to actually verify someone, it is not hard at all. Look for the identity badge the platform provides and take 2 minutes to search their name and see if the story lines up. Ask for one small, real sample and notice whether it matches the polish they promised. A person with nothing to hide will make this easy, not awkward, and often offers proof before you even ask. Red flag 4. Pay before proof. The fourth red flag is pressure, and this is the one that actually got me. Any push to move off the platform and pay money up front before you have seen a single shred of proof should stop you cold. In my case, there was a sudden invented urgency, a reason we just had to move to a private chat right away. Then came the ask, tied to money, before any real work had happened at all. It can wear a few different costumes, a request for a deposit to hold their time, a story about needing you to buy some special software or equipment before they can possibly start, a rush to skip the interview and the test task and simply get hired today, before you have any time to think. Honest workers do not need your money before they have earned any of it, and they are not the least bit afraid of a normal, careful hiring process. Real professionals expect you to check them out. Urgency around payment is a scam's single favorite tool, because it is designed to switch off the careful, sensible part of your brain. When someone rushes you toward your wallet, slow everything down. Red flag 5. The bait and switch. The fifth red flag is the classic bait and switch. You interview a sharp, articulate person who nails every single question you throw at them. You are impressed, so you hire them on the spot. And then the actual work that comes back is quietly done by someone else entirely. That someone else has different skills, a different level of English, and a very different level of care. The person you met in the interview was the salesperson for the whole operations. The person actually doing your work was never once in the room, and now you are stuck with a widening gap between the two. 2 simple habits stop this one cold. First, always run a small paid test task, so you see the real work from the real hands before you commit to anything. Second, do a quick live call, even just 10 minutes, and talk through the actual work. Ask them to walk you through something they finished recently. It is very hard to fake, live, and on the spot, a skill you do not really have. I have watched this one hit people hard. A small agency interviews beautifully, wins the contract, then hands the day-to-day work to whoever happens to be free that week. The client keeps wondering why the quality keeps sliding. The fix is the same every time. Meet the actual person, watch the actual hands, and make sure the face in the interview is the one that does the job. How to protect yourself. So here is how you protect yourself. And I will warn you now. It is honestly the boring, reliable stuff. Use the platform's own verification. And keep your early conversations on it, where there is an actual record of what was said. That record alone quietly scares off most of the bad actors. Always run a small paid test before you commit to anyone. And always pay for it. Because asking for free work is the wrong thing to do. Pay in normal, tracked ways, never in gift cards or strange one-way transfers you have no hope of tracing. Tracked money is safe money, and it protects you both if anything ever goes wrong. Start with a short probation month, so both of you have an easy, no-drama exit if it turns out not to be the right fit, and never ever send money for training or for equipment. No legitimate worker needs you to fund their own setup before they begin. That one rule all on its own will save you from almost every bad situation out there. None of this is clever, it is just steady and boring is what keeps you safe. Mamena none protect them too. Here is the part that almost nobody talks about. You have to protect them too, because scams run in both directions. Plenty of honest workers get burned by bad employers, people who take the work and then vanish before payday, or who quietly move the goalposts once the job is already done. You never want to be the red flag sitting on the other side of the table. The same fairness that keeps you safe is exactly what makes you someone good people actually want to work for. So be the employer you would want to find if you were the one applying. Pay for every test task, even the small ones, every single time. Pay on time, always, and never late or short by even a little. Do not ask for free samples or unpaid trials dressed up as a test. Do not dangle a job just to squeeze free labor out of a pile of hopeful applicants. When you are fair by default, the honest professionals relax, they trust you, and they bring you their very best work. And think about what this looks like from their side for a moment. A good worker has also been burned before, by someone who ghosted them, or paid late, or picked their brain for free and then disappeared. When you show up clear, fair, and paying on time, you are the rare, safe client they have been hoping for. That reputation follows you, and the best people start coming to you. So those are the red flags. So those are the 5 to watch for. An offer that is too good to be true. The copy-paste application. No verifiable identity at all. Pressure to pay before any proof. And the classic bait and switch. None of them, on their own, mean the person in front of you is a scammer. They just mean slow down, run your simple checks, and let the honest process do its quiet job. Remember the tone I started with. The vast majority of people are exactly who they say they are, and they are genuinely worth finding. The red flags are not there to make you afraid. They are there to let you hire with real confidence. The platform I use myself, the one with real identity verification built right in, is OnlineJobs.ph. The link is down in the description, and I will be straight with you, that is an affiliate link. If you sign up through it, it supports this channel at no extra cost to you. And you are never once obligated to use it. If this kind of honest, protective breakdown is useful to you, then subscribe and follow along, because there is a lot more of it on the way. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.